And thank you. We're back. If you're enjoying this, we hope you stick around. This is part 2. So you have just taken care of the entrance to the cave, and
so I quickly sort of look down the cave to check if there's someone we've disturbed or listen out a little bit.
No, silence is the only response.
Pox is going to check the traps.
Okay, it stretches back into the distance.
Hang on, I'm a ranger. I'm going to look at the ground.
Okay.
And look for footprints.
Maybe we can. Do we have some light source with us? Does anyone have?
He's
torches?
got floating lights.
I can cast some lights. If
Cast
you need
some
them.
lights so our ranger can see the floor.
I can cast them for only 1 minute though, so I can't use them for our light source the entire way down.
But can't you just every minute redo it because it's a cantrip?
Okay.
So you have unlimited lights.
Yep. So I will cast dancing lights.
All right.
And I have some lights.
Cool. So I'm gonna I'm going.
Descriptors.
It's really. I see the lights in front of me now. So I'm going to look down. I'm going to do survival.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep.
16 plus 5, 21.
21.
And I'm looking down to see movements. What if more people going in than coming out? It's like
So you're definitely seeing a lot of kobold tracks and human tracks. And
I'm relaying this as if it's an inner monologue that's not inner.
Right. And
it's just a monologue.
Can you roll me a perception check as well?
A second check.
I spoil his monologue by talking to him, so it becomes a duologue.
Ooh, 7.
7.
But
I look over his shoulder. 25. 27, sorry.
Because it's a monologue. I'm talking.
I'm looking over his shoulder just like I was last time.
Yes.
You missed something.
So you're actually just kind of scouting the ground. On the south side of the cave, so the cave goes in, and on the south side, you actually notice that there's a fold in the rock and a small passageway leading off, and it was almost invisible otherwise from a lot of different angles. But
the footprints.
But the footprints have helped you unveil it.
Look where these footprints lead.
I'm like,
We look.
How many fingers?
So Miri's like sort of almost kind of like suddenly intrigued and engaged. So she's almost a different girl to how she is when she's just in town, like just messing about and stuff.
Cool. So
it's like the combat has like fired up something in her blood.
Is there a breeze blowing into our faces as we go down into the tunnel?
No, the air is quite still.
Okay.
That's smart.
So I have Pox, come and look at this. Come, Pox.
Here boy.
It's like Cat's I don't do
that. Cat's just
Pox sits down defiantly and begins cleaning himself.
Bella, get your cat to or you can go and look yourself.
Yeah, I'll go and look. What am I looking at? The footprints?
So there's a cave here, leads off into the dark. It's almost invisible from where we were before.
So there is the small offshoot. Ahead of you, there's a couple of stalagmites and stalactites, and then it becomes very black and very dark, almost as if the ground drops away.
Oh. Where are
Does
the
the ground drop
stalagmites
away?
going?
Sorry?
So the stalagmites just disappear into darkness.
No, they're sort of fairly close to you,
okay.
but beyond them
is dark.
Down that path.
Can I send my dancing lights down this hole and see what they illuminate?
Yeah, sure.
The side
Okay,
passage or the long? Okay, the long.
The drop.
Yep.
Isn't there a drop?
So there is a drop that's right in front of you and a staircase that leads down. The entrance to the cave here ends in a 10-foot drop-off. To your right, broad steps are roughly hewn into a natural stone ramp. The cavern below is carpeted with a profusion of fungi, ranging from a few inches high to nearly as tall as a human adult.
Whoa.
2 paths here lead to the fungi, one to the right and one to the left.
And what about the alcove?
And the little path.
Yeah,
I get sick of waiting and go down myself.
the little path, it's about 5 foot wide, so it's very tight, but it goes into the rock.
What does this fungi look like? Is it just like green?
Lots of different types of Yeah.
So it's not cultivated. It's just.
Would a ranger know what?
It's not natural.
Would a ranger know what it is with a wisdom roll? Hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, nature is intelligence.
Do you have a specialty? Identify fungi.
That's actually my favourite terrain. No, fungi. No.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll do
a nature roll.
I'll do a nature roll.
It's a bit hard to see from up here. Do you want to go down and look at them a little closer, or
Hang on. Do I?
What about this
That's
side passage?
Yeah, we'll go. He's doing the side. Oh,
Let's split the party.
let's split the party.
Alright.
side passage?
I do. I just wander off, like I said.
So the side passage curls around and heads back towards the cliff face, and it splits. One path goes north, one path goes south.
Okay, now I feel slightly nervous.
Which way smells better?
Guys,
Is there any fresh air blowing from either?
hello.
Yeah, you don't really hear anything.
But you can message your sister.
I whisper to my sister in our minds and say, "What do you see?"
I see it's splitting off in left and right. I think one side goes back towards the outside and one goes maybe further inside.
So I'll relay that information to our brothers.
Okay. Well, let's go rescue her anyway. She's probably got herself into some trouble.
So as you're heading over there, from the southern tunnel, you hear hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Tumoth, is that you?
Miri, what are you doing down there?
You hear some footsteps walking towards you.
Do we have light?
Light, Bella.
Yeah, so I'll send a dancing light
So
towards. Well, no, I'll send it all the way down towards the voice.
I draw my rapier.
Do I hear the voice?
yeah, you're coming up behind him. So you
Who's
see
there?
you see a man walk around the corner, and he looks rather surprised at you.
Hello.
And he draws his sword. He says, "What are you doing here?
Oh, we were just having a look around. These are unusual caves, aren't they?
Put down your weapon.
You're very muscly, aren't you?
Do it."
Why don't you put down your weapon? Goodness me. I turn to walk away.
All right.
I'm ready to guard, obviously, but yes, as if I'm letting down my guard.
He says, "Intruders!" He sort of seems to shout over his shoulder, and you can start to hear people sort of getting ready and waking up. And
I suggest we do the old stand at the entrance, let them all
Yeah,
run through
I
and slice into bits.
I run back towards the party saying,
All right.
"We've got company!"
It's a small league, very large.
So yes, they come running after you.
Mow them down one by one. Yeah, like seriously, someone's
So
standing.
how narrow is this entrance?
It's 5 foot, 5 foot
Oh,
across.
really? So just one at a time?
Yeah, but like we go like this. So
You gotta stand over my shoulder and
Yeah.
You stand.
I stand on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
You stand in front of them. You stand to the door to the right, the pathway to the right. You stand to the left, and everyone just goes in that 5 foot.
Jack, does this person have any way of lighting with him?
No.
Is there any light coming from down the tunnel?
Like darkness.
There is light from further down the tunnel. Yes.
Okay.
What do you guys do with your light?
Drums in the deep.
Ooh.
Put it just inside so it highlights them and doesn't highlight us.
Wait, how do you do that?
Just put it down 10 foot down the tunnel so they're running through the light, but we can see them and they can't see us.
Yeah.
That means they have to run.
So they're just going to come bursting out and we're going to kill them?
pretty much.
I'll do that then.
All right.
Yep. I'm just gonna extinguish my lights because I need concentration to keep them lit.
Oh yeah,
So
go for it.
If I'm gonna be using
Doing
my
anything
sword,
else.
they're gonna go out anyway. I
Yeah,
mean,
cool.
put 'em out now.
And it's near the entrance, so I can kind of see. So as soon as they step out of that 5 foot, out of the entrance, I can kind of get them and just arrow them.
Yeah.
All right.
They might be carrying torches anyway if they're
Half
fighting
of-
in a dark tunnel.
And
Groovy.
they're human as well, so they're screwed as well, just as much
Well, he
as
said they're not carrying their own light at all, so they're obviously have dark vision.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'm just running with my weapon drawn.
Brother, we have to do all the work again.
All right, good. So roll initiative.
Let's do
I think
this.
Oh dear.
Jenkins.
Right, Pox will be last.
14.
9 for me.
9. Bella.
10. 10 for Bella.
10 for Bella.
So,
and
yeah,
Miri
that's
was
right.
11.
No, 14.
14.
What are
14.
you?
13.
So
13.
you're in front of Bella.
Alright.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a 10.
Puts them in front of me.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So a number of guys come rushing out. One of them does have a torch, and at the moment there's sort of I guess 3 guys burst into the main passageway. So Miri.
So I, as I said, I'm running down the passage away from them. I'm just going to step out of the passage. I sort of let them catch me, and then she goes down on one knee. The rapier's already drawn.
Okay.
And she's just going to rotate with a big sweep of fabric and drive the rapier into, and he's going to carry himself onto my weapon.
Okay.
With his own momentum.
Go for it.
+2 or advantage or whatever. Is that what I get?
Yeah, he's rushing into the situation, so yeah, go for advantage.
Excellent.
That's lucky.
Ooh, lucky.
So 21.
Yes, hit.
And so he literally runs onto the rapier, 7 hit points damage as it just slides into his stomach with a satisfying squelch.
All right.
You probably had that satisfying.
He's very upset about that.
And I'm just down there on one knee, as I said.
All right.
So it's like all the weight's going through
Yeah.
your arm and you just like locked it in.
That's right.
Yes, it twists.
And I laugh.
It twists in his stomach, and he takes 7 points of damage. All right.
Cool.
Varys.
So, as a swirl of fabric happens and Miri drops down, my 2 swords go sliding across, so I'm revealed to them and I cut across them both. Oh, almost critical. I got a 22 and a 11.
Hit.
Awesome.
The 11 misses.
Oh, okay. So I take back one of those chunks and turn it into a...
And I did 8 points of damage.
Ooh, and that's enough to kill him.
This is across the top.
Yeah. So your cloth disappears out of the way.
So
Does a little bit of the dress get chipped off? Just like the slightest.
With an 18.
Like, with the corner? It's more about that one, really.
All right.
All right.
So actually, he comes to a halt enough, so he's just right there, and you just go straight across his throat.
So
Fantastic.
it nearly decapitates him, and he falls to the ground. But 2 other guys kind of burst out from the side.
Kind of doesn't really make that noise.
Bella.
Do you mean over the top of him in a 5 foot?
Yeah, they kind of squeeze out the side. So they're in the main passageway.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if there's any more room.
Well, if
There
they
is.
managed to magically squeeze out.
Yes, they've managed to just get by.
So you've definitely got advantage on them.
Yeah.
If you're ready. So maybe your back's to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you cover yourself in soot. Camouflage like Zoolander.
Then you just.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just kill.
Yeah. I reckon I'll just.
But you know I'm coming.
I'll be beside my
I've
sister.
yelled out. That's right. Yeah, I've.
Hidden in her robes and fabric, suddenly you pop out.
I just appear and slash
Okay,
with my rapier
go for it.
at the one nearest me. Do I have advantage on that?
Yep.
Also, your sister's right next to him as
Oh,
well.
I rolled the
no
same
advantage.
for both. Well, is it? 16.
16 is a hit.
Nice. Always need so many dice.
Whoa.
10. 10.
Nice.
10. All right. The bad guys. Okay, so there's 2 that are kind of in attacking position. One of them will attack.
I have a shield.
Yeah.
You do?
So one of them
Guy
will.
stuck on the end of my rapier.
Alright.
One of them will clumsily kind of try and attack you, so I'll
With
give you
disadvantage.
disadvantage on this because he's not in a very good position. 15.
That hits.
That hits. He manages to do 5 points of damage to you, and the other one will pivot on his foot and swing at you.
Right.
Ooh, and he does 4 points of damage.
So what are they wielding?
They're wielding long swords.
And where does he hit me?
Yes, he hits you on your arm.
Ow.
So you're kind of got your arm stuck out like this, and he's
Yeah.
managed to kind of swing it around. And,
You couldn't move it because it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because he was
Holding up
was in
holding
his
up the
spinal
dead body.
column.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
Cool.
this is the same guy that's sort of gushing
Blood all over me.
fluid all over you. Who's go? Gender.
Yes, the hero of
The
Carth.
hero.
I draw my longbow
Yep.
and I aim it down the passage and I wait. This is why I didn't go so well. Or it may have been that I rolled really bad initiative. But I wait for that moment whenever the flurry of everybody moving in and out. I just wait for that moment where they just part and the guy takes a slash at you. And he was already injured, so I thought I'm going to take him out.
Yep. So you're waiting and you've got this
Just
arrow
draw.
and your time slows and you hear your breathing.
And then there's a flurry, you kill one of them, this one comes through, you've killed one, this one, and then I just fire and it just goes straight through the middle, and it's probably going to miss after that. Elaborate effort, and that does a 19.
Nice. Done. Very good. So that was the guy who'd already been hurt?
Yeah.
It's a quick
Okay.
turn.
5, 6, 7.
That's enough to take him down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
So
We're heroes!
So it goes straight through one eye, and his head snaps back, and he falls to the
This is
ground.
the guy who cut me.
Yes.
Yeah, and he goes like, he goes in the eye and turns, and you can see the guy behind
of his
sees
head.
him
Oh.
with an arrow and a little ribbon coming down. That's pink this time with a little gold
Pink.
trimming.
Nice.
It's in the detail, isn't it?
That's right.
I was with you until pink.
All right, Fox.
The last thing that went through my head was a pink and gold arrow. Fox is go.
Died of embarrassment.
Or the arrow.
Yeah.
That's right. How many are there left? There's one guy on.
There's-
One guy left.
Yeah, you don't know how many there are in the,
There might
in the
be more
passageway.
about to.
There's certainly one holding the a torch and another guy behind him.
I
Alright.
know a movie where a small group of guys stood in a really small confined place and it didn't matter how big the army was, they could be.
Is the
500.
is the one holding the torch holding a sword in the other hand?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
All right, Pox is gonna
Attack the flame.
attack the hand holding the torch
Okay.
and see if he can get him to drop it.
How many hit points does this guy have? I've got 9 lives,
Two,
so
but
who
he-
cares? Yeah.
9 lives, yeah.
9 lives, yeah.
Oh, I should have 9 lives. You can bring him back 9 times, 8 times. That's really
Alright.
cool.
Ooh, 14?
14 is a hit.
We need a cat sound.
I don't know, what's the disarm for a cat?
Yeah, is there something like a
Is there some
combat
kind of combat
thingy?
disarm?
Well, he does 1 point of damage. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, one point is slashing damage with
Yep.
claws, but the attempt is to
To
disarm
disarm
the torch.
all right, I'll give him a strength check in order to see if he can hold on to the thing. He rolls a 4, which is probably not going to do it. Okay, so he
Drops
he
the
goes, "Ah,
torch.
damn it!" and drops the torch, and so the torch is on the ground
Yep.
and it's spluttering. So the,
I like this. The game's going to be won by a cat.
Well, the intention is that now he's distracted, probably looking at trying to pick his torch back up.
so
For
Miri,
Mary's turn.
So I was on the ground. There's a guy on the end of my rapier. Someone just cut me from there, but then
Yep.
got an arrow in the eye.
That's
And
right.
there's someone on my left as well. Is that right?
no, there
No,
was
no,
2
no.
guys on your right.
Yeah,
And
One of
they're
them
both-
attacked you, and one of them attacked him.
And they're both dead.
they're both dead.
And there's a third guy with a torch on the floor at his feet.
Okay.
And possibly more after that. Behind.
So I'm.
You
Okay.
should kebab it. Just move your sword forward.
Not sure.
So
enough.
you probably got an advantage
So-
on the guy with Sam's torch.
That's right. So I'm gonna stand.
Yep.
And as I stand, I'm gonna pull my rapier backwards over, and then just up over the top of my head and rotate and swing, and then stab
right.
into the guy who's coming out of the corridor who's just dropped the torch. So advantage against him because he's just been attacked and mauled by a cat and dropped his torch.
No, he's okay. Just standard attack.
Oh yeah. Not a
Yes.
problem. 19.
Bad.
5 hit points damage.
5 damage. Okay, he's still going. Varys.
So actually all I do is make him weave out of the way of my weapon, which passes in the air where his head was, but now he's seriously out of balance. So whoever might attack him next.
I'm going to kick the torch into his face. So I'm going to flick it up into his face.
Stomp on the end and it flicks up.
Yeah, flicks up.
And then stab him.
And then stab him. Can I get some kind of
Yeah, totally. Just roll me a
Stomp!
dexterity or a strength check, your choice.
I think I would have got whatever.
18.
18. All right, so cool.
18 good enough for you?
Yeah, so you definitely flick it up into his face. He screams in pain and kind of confusion, and
So
you got advantage on the roll.
Just do one attack?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So actually it doesn't make any difference. Rolling 2 dice anyway. No, probably not enough. It's a 6 or a
8
9.
plus
9.
9 then might
9, 13.
13, it's not enough, unfortunately. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, so
be. Even if he's blind?
well,
he's got fire in his eyes?
batting out
That's
the
a disadvantage.
he's batting out his eyelash, and he manages to avoid. He ducks his head and avoids your sword hit. Bella.
I'm gonna dart in low
Yep.
and roll, and then
I love this is all
come
happening in this, like...
Command space.
Well, yeah, but sort of,
Yeah, I love it. It's great imagery.
roll so I'm just behind him, and then I'm gonna slice my rapier across those heels.
Okay, I'm
Slice
gonna
off
give
his
him an
Achilles.
attack of opportunity as you.
He's got
move
fire in his eyes. What kind of opportunity is that?
past. You're a human, and it's a 5 foot wide passage, so it's going to get an attack of
Okay.
opportunity out of you. All right.
I love it that we both use rapiers. It's so cool.
He's not.
We went together.
He's got rolls of 4, so he doesn't manage to hit you.
Right.
That's the fire in his eyes.
Did
that
rogues
stopped
have a
him.
tumble kind of thing, like
No.
traditionally Dungeons and Dragons rogues had?
No.
Acrobatics move through occupied squares and all those sorts of things. Yeah.
No, that's reserved
I
for
think I can take it. That's it.
halflings.
Is this the last guy in the room?
No,
As
there's one
far
guy
as we
behind him.
know.
Cool.
In the corridor still.
Yeah.
Keep one alive. Just saying.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna slice it in
Okay.
from behind.
No, you're not.
No.
No.
The fire flicks up and hits you.
You've got a bit of fire in your eyes.
I lose my balance on my roll.
He throws the torch over his shoulder and it actually hits you and yes, there's lots of cursing. All right, so
Smell of burning hair. For
the bad
some
guys.
reason.
So one of them attacks you.
Not you.
Go with the thing. 20. So that's
Squeezed in.
does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And the other one attacks you.
The one further back.
The further back, and he's attacking your back, so he gets advantage. Oh,
He gets it.
your armor class is 14.
It is.
He misses,
Nice.
even with advantage. Okay,
Leather armor came in handy.
that's right.
Get
All
rid
right.
of this chainmail.
Who is next, Miri? No, Janda.
Janda.
Excuse me.
Time slows, Derek.
I'm going to regret saying that, aren't I?
There's a moment, right? It's a very small one.
Right.
But I see between the falling bodies and tumbling and fire going up, I see the fire go up, and as he throws it over his shoulder, I see his eye that he's covering. I see the other eye and I take a shot.
Fantastic.
In that moment, I do 14.
It's a hit.
Hey.
Just.
Boom! So, has he been damaged yet?
Yes, he has.
So that means I get to do stupid amounts of damage.
He's off balance.
7. 6 plus 3.
His
16
eye.
damage
Again.
to his face.
His other eye is pierced, and he falls to the ground dead.
With a pink and gold trim ribbon.
No, this one's it's subtle, but there's subtle variations, so I know which arrow I shot.
Varys.
No, so Pox and then me. So
No, excuse me.
Pox.
Pox.
Fox.
Pox.
There's only one left, isn't
Pox
there?
and you are right in the thick of it. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm being attacked by the one remaining.
Yes.
Pox is gonna leap to my aid. And
I don't know, cats are pretty fickle.
Pox should just
Maybe
run
just
around
attacks
his
you.
legs until he falls over.
He could be allergic.
could be.
I know I am.
Yeah. Is there I don't know. I don't know the mechanics.
Of cat fighting.
of cat
Of cat fighting.
Because I mean, using just my straight claw attack, I only do one
Pre-roll this.
hit point of damage, which seems like not much.
Yeah.
But when I try creative things, they don't often come off either. So I don't know, like, what's the mechanic? Like, how do I, like, if I don't have trip as a feat, then can I trip him?
Yeah, you can try and you can run around his legs and force him to make a dex step to keep his feet.
Yeah.
Someone wants to step on a cat.
No.
Not one like this.
No.
Well, when you're kind of in battle and you're shifting your weight around.
All right.
So I need advantage from whatever Box does because what I'm going to try didn't.
Do I roll or something, or do you just roll a dex check?
Yeah, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'll just roll a dex check.
Cool.
I love that the cat is the real hero in this
Yeah.
group.
So he rolls a 15, so he manages to keep his feet.
All right.
All right, Miri.
So I want to just leap forward with my blade at his throat and grab his hair and sort of, stop where you are. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so what do you have to do in order to get to him? You
Could
have
you
to leap
see or
over
something?
your sister or get past
No,
your
I'm not behind him. I'm behind the other one instead.
Yeah.
With the arrow.
So you'd kind of have to make a bit of an acrobatics roll or an athletics roll in order to get to the guy?
So the guy who I killed is between us.
Yes.
Yes. And he's somewhere down the corridor, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were somehow...
Well, I'm kneeling on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not standing up
Yep.
full
So I'm
height.
going to
be
leap
that
off,
hard to
I'm
get
going to leap
over.
off your back.
Yeah.
Fly directly through the air at this guy.
The walls are rough hewn and they're very close.
Yeah.
You could step on one and step on the other and then leap towards this person.
Okay, well, I that's like a 13 to do that.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
say you get. You
So I'm just
leap
basically, and I'm just going to basically try and barrel into him
over- Okay.
and grab his hair and grab my rapier on his neck and,
All right.
and land on top of him.
Yes. All right. Roll an attack roll, and I'll roll a.
Yeah, I mean, you can have an attack of opportunity as well, depending on how well this goes.
Not well.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. He rolls a 20. So
He's got you with his sword around your neck.
So do some damage. Well, critical. Is there criticals in this game? What happens for 20s? No, there's no critical hits. Or anything?
not for bad guys.
No.
No, that was his roll to escape your attack.
Fantastic.
So he
I
manages.
disappear in a flurry of fabric and
Yes.
and legs poking the air.
Cartwheeling
Not so
past this guy.
graceful.
Not so graceful.
It's because too much clothing. Maybe.
That's right.
Yes.
Maybe you should dress like me. Much more functional.
So he
I'll consider it, sweetie. So she I step on her back, I launch off the side of the rock, sort of, going to grab him, and he just steps out of the way,
Yeah.
and I go straight flying
straight
through into the
straight
darkness.
past him.
Unceremoniously.
Unceremoniously dumped. Ow.
Covered in blood from the guy before,
right.
and now the dirt's getting everywhere.
So maybe my foot slips on the wall, that's what does it, with blood.
Yeah, and you can't.
Like one of those cats.
Lose all
Remember
your
when the cats
traction.
leap off and they slip? Yeah. That's cool. I can see a close up of the foot just slipping on the stone.
Right. Yes. So you go sprawling to the floor, and the guy puts a foot on your back and slaps his sword onto the side of your cheek and says,
Fantastic.
"Everybody, stop!"
Fantastic. Thank you for setting it all up there.
Is this guy uninjured? There's
Yeah.
2 guys left now. One.
No,
female.
just this
just
guy.
one guy.
Yeah.
Drop weapons. Tell them to drop the weapons.
And time stops.
His turn, is it? Oh, it's Varus.
Do you have any throwing?
I have an action surge which I can do once per day, which allows me to do 2 actions in one turn.
Yep.
So, I would like to, with my first action,
Here we go.
throw a throwing knife,
Okay.
and then as it distracts him, I'm going to slice at him with my.
You've got to take him down basically before he gets a turn, otherwise he's going to...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Cool. I hit with the first with the throwing dagger.
Okay.
1d4. So that is 4 points of damage.
With plus your strength.
That's 4d4 plus 3.
Yep.
I rolled a 1.
Oh. All right.
And then so sort of grabbed it with and then with trying to hold onto my two things.
It's in the bottom of your knife of your sword. You just go "Phew," and it comes out, and then you're like, "Shing."
Nice.
And and then I want to slice with my two swords.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
You
let's
can.
see if I
You can. Yeah, I'll get you. You can get 2 sword strokes in.
At the very least, I want to position myself to take the killing blow instead of Mary.
Oh,
So position it so that his sword is more likely to hit me.
I can. If you want to take disadvantage on one of the rolls, you can attempt to
knock the sword away.
knock the sword away from Mary's face.
You
So
probably
I've got
won't.
2 attacks. One of them will be disadvantage.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So
So we'll roll them one at a time.
The first one at disadvantage
yeah,
is
so
the
it's my
sword.
disadvantage. So no, I missed.
Okay.
Oh, focus.
And my other one. Hit. For 10 points of damage.
He dies.
Boom.
Exactly 10 hit points he had. So
Lucky I rolled maximum for it.
It's alright, I would have been.
Can I take a hit point of
damage?
damage on my cheek? Surely.
So yes, yeah. There's a lovely scar there for you.
Yeah. Looking good.
So he takes a throwing dagger to the shoulder, and he's looking quite surprised at that when the cleaving blow striking down, and he looks very surprised as he falls backwards, just dragging his sword across Miri's face and falling down.
I wipe my blade across the cat.
You're a horrible person.
Just so
I don't like that cat.
Can we just appreciate Miri's outfit now? Because she cut someone, the sword cut the guy's head, blood came on it, and then she jumped off the thing,
into the mud.
jumped on the thing, jumped in the mud, so the blood's now mixed with mud.
Yep.
And then on her blood face, she gets cut, so it's all going in, and
She's actually crying quietly to herself, biting down the tears,
Yes.
cowering her face,
I'm
and looking at her
gonna
hand.
reach my hand down, sister.
Oh,
you're perfect because you didn't fall down. Nobody else.
I think I'm actually looking better than you for once.
She looks at you and smiles wryly.
Yeah.
Looking good, sis.
all right.
This would be one of those times where we leave so you can have a shower and then come back.
I just go through and I just pick up my arrows. I'm like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. These guys got anything good on them?
No, they're
These were
fairly.
good guys.
This is my deal.
Yeah, their scabbards are decorated with dragon motifs, and it's actually quite nice artistry. And
Could be worth something.
yep, they're so it definitely denotes you as a sort of a member of the inner circle of the dragon cult.
Cool. Take one each, I guess, and you'll probably take any excess ones I see. Let's loot the room they came from, the bed.
Can we have a brief pause?
Yeah,
So I can bind my wounds.
Well, in the bed area,
Well,
there's
in the bed-
probably sheets that you can bind your
Yeah.
wings with.
Yes.
So I'm going to bind my wounds.
And something to change into.
I'm singing to myself quietly. Did anyone else take any
Watch
damage?
that man right out.
No one else took any damage today.
I took 4 points of damage.
I did. I'm
took
down 9
So if anyone else
points,
wants if anyone else wants to bind their wounds, they can.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? You're taking a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how's that work again?
Hang on, should we go to the room but instead of standing in the
Yeah,
corridor
yeah.
with all these
Yeah,
dead
yeah,
bodies?
We're going to this room.
So you go in the room. There is 2 people asleep there.
Cool, we kill.
Oh,
No, we kill one of them. And then we'll hostage the
Yeah,
other
can we question the other
Oh,
one?
hang on, you don't kill a man in his bed.
I do.
That's not... Sister! That's not what we do!
That's what I do.
one. More accurate. That's not what we do.
Okay, so I'm going to tie up the first one
Alright.
and kind of like,
Oh yeah, I wrote.
yeah,
I can type the other one.
yeah.
novel idea.
We're not killing him. We're tying him up.
I think we're
For the
thieves and scoundrels, not murderers.
Okay.
All right.
That comes from something, I'm sure.
So they're two bound. Obviously, they wake up as you're binding them, and they're both look very sort of scared.
We overpower them and
Yeah.
bind them.
Cool.
And yeah, then we gag one so we can't scream out.
Yep.
And we get the other one.
And then bind our own wounds and take a short rest.
And take a
They
short
why
rest.
are they resting?
Yeah.
Why are we resting?
Well, let's
For
talk to
heal.
them first.
Yeah.
Let's talk to them
Yeah.
first. Yes.
All right.
I have blood running out of my arm and my cheek, so I need to attend to it at some point.
Yes. Good. So you're talking to them first.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm not. I'm finding my wounds, but
Yes.
that's right. Someone else can
Yeah.
find them.
Who is good at talking? Because it's not me.
So-
I'm a
I
bit
can help
dumb.
with your wounds if you want. I have medicine.
Yeah.
I have persuasion, so
Okay.
I have -2.
Okay.
I'm persuasion.
I have the skill in persuasion, but I have a -2 in charisma.
Yeah. Well, I'm hugely persuasive. So if
And
anyone wants to,
obnoxious.
I'm a bit pissed off with the whole situation. But if anyone wants to encourage me to interview them, I'll give them a fair amount of aggression and intimidation.
Yeah, can I make a medicine roll to bind my sister's wounds?
Yeah.
And then she'll be... Oh, maybe not. 6?
Ow! Don't do that! What are you doing?
Oh, I was using my sword, dude.
Look, just leave me do it in a minute.
Just cleanse it with the blood.
What you stabbed it first?
Who are
Soften it
these
up.
men?
Tenderize.
So I'm so annoyed at that. I
Yeah.
go, fine, look, and I walk over to them, and I just pull a dagger out and put it
Right.
straight to the guy's throat and say,
Okay.
"Tell me everything you know, and I drive this dagger right into your throat. See these wounds?
You
your
look
friends
like
gave
you
them to
look
me."
like death warmed up.
Yeah.
Blood and
This is not a persuasion, this is an intimidation.
You've got matted blood all over your face and hair. and,
Either will do, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yep. So either 19 on persuasion or 18 on intimidation.
he okay.
Freaks,
He looks,
but effort.
he looks
just
very,
right.
very afraid of you, and
You know the whole thing where you push the dagger against the flesh of it? I just push it a bit in as well.
he says, "Can we? I'll tell you what you want."
I have a family.
I swear on my newborn baby.
All 6 of them.
Yes.
And,
We've been sent here to find information about what's happening with your dragon cult, your religious organization, whatever you want to. Tell these men everything you know, or I'll come back even angrier than before.
He says, "Oh, all right, no problem."
And I walk off.
All right.
let's start at the beginning.
So you guys are the good
Okay,
guys.
He looks
let's just
incredibly relieved that the scary one was gone.
Yeah, we've got to have it. Let's open up the dialogue.
a scary woman
Are you
from there,
thirsty?
isn't
Would you
there?
like a drink?
What's your name?
Don't start the name. And that will open us up to all sorts of sympathy.
He says, well, she said you wanted to know about the movements of the cult. They've headed west. All we're doing here is we're remaining to take care of the eggs.
Bingo!
Eggs.
Excellent.
Dragon eggs. There's a hatchery here.
How many do you have?
That's a great question, which I do not know.
What colour are they? That's rather significant, you morons.
Do they make a good omelette?
Dragon egg omelette.
That would be rather tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
acidic, depending on the dragon.
Whole different flavour. Sweet, sour,
Chili
salty,
flavour,
lightning.
that's right, yeah.
They're all
Lightning
gold.
flavored.
That's right.
It's got a zing.
Yeah, I mean, we're not murdering them, they're gold dragons.
where is it? It's
I
10.
presume
Here
they're
we go.
green or something.
Yes. So he says the hatchery is further into the cave,
horrible.
and he points behind him, and you didn't really notice this before, but in the back of this in the back of this room there is a
Dragon.
corridor heading off into the west, and he says back there is Frau Monrath's chamber. Frulam Mondath. Sorry, Frulam Mondath.
He corrects himself.
You recognise that name?
I do.
Yes.
Wait,
Frulon Mondath.
You were trying to shoot her
for a line.
through the
Oh.
crack in a door of a church as they were trying to.
She was really not that.
Oh, I've got a name written down here. Frulam Mondeath. Yeah.
She was not the night. I'm gonna inner monologue here, talking to you guys. So she was really, really powerful, and I got told not to keep shooting at her because I would die.
Who told you?
But now we're
God.
level 3.
That's true. We are level 3, and I was only level 1 then.
3 times more powerful than we were before.
So I said,
Literally.
2 levels higher.
it would be wise if we snuck in on her, and she didn't hear the mass murder of the men just outside.
Yep.
So I tell this all to them about who she is, and what she does.
All right. Yeah. So
I've got. I actually. Yeah, she's a bit of a quarry of mine.
Quarry.
It's an in-game thing.
It gives me extra boosts.
yeah, and he says, look, I really don't want to die. Please don't hand me over to Frulam Monlath.
Do we look like murderers? Wait.
Covered in blood.
Let me just wash up. How many eggs are there? Do you know?
No, they don't let us into the hatchery.
I want you to draw us a detailed map of the whole area.
He says, well, aside from Mondath's chambers, there is the hatchery, there's a meat locker, there is a there's a fungus cave.
What's the fungus cave about? Tell us.
It's where we get a lot of our food from.
What?
We get a lot of our food from there.
Is it good? Does it taste
This
good?
is not bad.
How do you?
One of them is a mushroom soup, and it's pretty good. You
Do the fungus
nice bit of
things-
cream on top. Sorry.
Do the fungus things attack you?
Yes, there are some acidic fungi in there. Do damage to you if you. Also, you need to avoid the 3rd and the 7th step in the area going down there because they will collapse and send you into the fungus.
How do you protect yourself from the fungus?
The kobolds harvest it. There are only a few fungi that are poisonous.
How many more men are there of you, you soldiers?
There are not that many of us left.
Presuming you killed the other one.
Yeah.
Well, there's my 3 friends. Barry, who has 3 kids. And
Andrew, Andy.
there's that guy who works in charity.
Yeah, he just came here because,
That's right. Because he was trying to convert us to his wonderfully peaceful religion.
Yeah. But the
he holds the torch.
That's right.
He's against fighting.
yeah, he's a pacifist.
Okay, that's funny.
Okay, so and he also says that Sian is also in the Sianrath is also in the in the dragon shrine. There is a dragon shrine.
So he's here.
Langdendrosa Sianrath. Yes.
He didn't go with. They both, Franmon and Siandrath, didn't go with the men.
They
West.
chose to stay with the eggs.
So who's
leading the army?
They have several lieutenants, and they have gone west and to meet up with another part of the cult. I believe it is the white leader, something along those lines. A white leader.
What is the?
This doesn't sound very great.
How many parts of the cult are there of this size?
5.
And they're all of this size?
Five
more or
heads
less.
of the dragon.
Okay.
Literally a
I'm just
5-head
gonna.
dragon.
I'm gonna gag. Is there anything else? Or we're gonna gag him again?
He's congratulate you on your extraction techniques.
Gag
Do you
him.
have any other information you would like
Do you
to
have any
share?
other?
Check the box text.
He actually is.
He says oh, that's all I know. That's all.
Okay.
And he can't say that because he's gagged.
Okay, gag. But no, he can't move either because he's tight.
True.
You can tell him to flee.
So we'll just leave him there tied up.
Yep. All right.
So I got on and talked to these guys. This Franmon, she's incredibly powerful. We must be quiet if we are to go through this way.
Ka-ching.
I can do quiet.
Sister, can you do this?
But first, let's have a quick rest. Because I need to heal.
Yeah.
An hour rest.
What does an hour rest give us, Derek?
You can spend a hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
You've got
I got 1d10.
you've probably got 3 of them now, I think.
Oh, sweet. 3d10. So I can spend 8 hit dice or more than that.
Yeah, you can spend as many as you like. But I'm going to sing softly to myself through my weeping tears that drip down my cheek into my wound.
Oh.
And you can all take an extra d6 on your healing.
6 plus 2.
Can I just take your d6?
Yeah, no.
So no, I still need to spend my
Yeah,
1d8.
you can only add it on.
27.
So I bind my arm
I'm just like this. I'm all like,
Yep.
and I press paste into my cheek wound,
Right.
which is still obviously open. But
So it's cut and paste.
yeah, that's right. But a mixture of my own tears and a healing balm is just sitting inside the open gash on my cheek.
Nice.
All right. So you're
There's the
blood,
blood-
bloody muddy
the
and
blood
covered in
cakes
paste.
to your dress.
I do the best I can with my hair to
All right.
sort of get it back in order, but it's muddy and bloody.
God, please.
I drag a comb through it.
Yes, you're desperate to find some good conditioner.
So I guess let's say I'm +1 on intimidate and -1 on
Charisma.
charisma, yeah, and all other charisma checks
Yeah.
for the moment.
All
I
right.
like it.
So you've had an hour's rest.
Yeah.
All right.
It's what time is it roughly?
Yeah, it's
It
kind
was
of
dusk,
late
so yeah.
now, so
Midnight,
it's
yeah.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's past my bedtime. Alright, so we'll push on through fatigue.
We need a
And
plan. We need a plan.
aren't you going to go scout the area through the door and see?
So I can. So do we know what room
Okay,
is
well, if I-
immediately down this hallway?
Yeah, her room, her chamber.
So it's Monda, whatever her name is.
Frulam.
Monda.
Fräulein Mondath.
Frulam.
Frulam. Frulam Monda. Yeah.
Oh, Frulam.
So how long does this corridor look to be?
Yeah, it's fairly. It stretches off into the distance, maybe 30 feet.
Oh, that's not far. Yeah. I'm gonna send Pox down this corridor to see
Okay.
what's in this room while we wait in the guard's bedroom.
All right. You can see through her eyes.
Yes.
His.
Good cat.
It's good to see the DM is really.
I'm just
Listening to
totally
the players.
synced with you guys.
Yeah.
So
It's got a little moustache.
Yeah.
okay,
That might
yeah.
help.
And a top
Yeah.
hat and a
And
monocle.
a little cane.
Yeah.
All right. So, Pox silently pads his way through this corridor.
And pauses at the doorway and
There's no doorway. It
Oh.
just goes straight into the next room. Is there a? There's a description.
Oh, she could fall asleep.
Wait, 11.
She could be asleep.
So
It's 8 o'clock.
We could wait an hour.
she comes into a room that's lit with a number of candles. He
Top hat, monocle, cane.
Monica Kane,
Yeah.
they got it.
Moustache.
Weaves his way into a room lit with a number of candles and some small light sources. There is incense, and in the middle of the room, on a small seat, one of those kind of Roman seats that go like this, and there's no back to it. It's just a flat thing.
So uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, so uncomfortable. But
Bad for your neck and back.
Frau Monrath is sitting there, cross-legged, with incense burning on either side of her, still, and sort of meditating.
Attack.
so I relay this to my companions in the other room.
So light comes from 2 oil lamps. Thick rugs completely cover the floor, and there is an open chute at the end of the area, just past her bed, where there is a rope dangling down.
Oh, like a
Like a fireman's pole, or
like
Yes.
a hatchway
Sort of a-
up to the surface potentially, or up to some upper level, or
Doesn't
we
seem
don't really know.
you don't get the sense of any fresh air, so it's probably not to the outside.
It's for the poor sods who have to get all the smoke coming up into their room.
All right, so
I can attempt to cast sleep on her and cast her into the domain of slumber.
It is the most powerful D&D spell.
It's reasonable. It's been a little.
I remember playing the first edition. That thing was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We just can't sleep unless we won the game.
Is she armed?
She does have a. She does have a halberd
A halberd.
behind her. Yep.
What?
What's a Howard look like?
A halberd is a big polearm with a nice big sword on the end of it.
Okay.
Right. And what do we know about her? Like, is she magical? Can
Yeah.
she? So
She's incredibly
even if
That's what
she's
surprised me
unarmed,
is
she
she's
can
magical
still.
and she can also wield a halberd. That's
Yeah.
multi-class.
I think we try and cast sleep and you steal her weapon.
Well, I can use my spells using Pox's proximity. So I can use Mage Hand while Pox is in the room with her to take her
Steal her
halberd
weapon.
while we're in the other room.
I'm for that.
Can you dangle it?
Yeah, I can pick it up and use it and drop it.
Release.
Totally.
Mage hand might be strong.
Derek's
I don't think Mage
looking
Hand
up
is-
how heavy the.
Yeah.
Are you looking up how heavy a halberd is?
Yeah, because it's
Is
only
it-
10 pounds, right?
Derek, is it leaning against the wall just near her head?
No, it's. No, it is resting on the same seat that she's sitting on behind.
Hang on, so like this, so it could just.
Is there a candle near her?
Yeah.
If oil fell over her.
clothes
Oh,
and lit her clothes on fire.
so that we catch her on fire while she's meditating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that
Well, there's an
could be
oil
easier.
lamp.
I
You
can
could
easily
certainly.
pour an oil lamp on it.
Because
Also,
that ain't no magical flame. That's going to be hard to put out.
can I ask a question? I just want to confirm. I want to ask if the rope hanging down
That's my favourite way to combat.
Yeah, I know, totally.
Is the
Much
rope
prefer this.
is the rope hanging down a does it look like it's a foot hook so she would actually go up and down it?
Yes, it's for climbing up and down.
Okay, cool. So I would probably burn that so she couldn't get out.
No, just burn her. Then she'll take damage.
Sister, you're crazy.
Or I can make her fall asleep.
Yeah,
I can
but from
stab
what
her in the
distance
throat.
can you cast?
90 feet.
90 feet?
Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
You know what?
Can't we put her to sleep and then burn her alive?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, she'll wake up as soon as she catches on fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but what a way to wake up.
You could
But-
stab her in the throat.
I reckon I could make her sleep while she's meditating. I don't think
Yeah.
sleep is really useful in this particular instance.
I think
Save it for later.
Okay.
because remember this is a deep
'Cause-
because
yeah.
we've still
This is
got
the
a
best spell
half.
you've ever got. So
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
pour oil, flaming oil on.
So I'm gonna pour flaming oil on her with
Right.
mage hand.
maybe on top of her head or something. You know,
Just tip it upside
just something
down.
absolutely horrifically brutal.
This is just so bad.
Top of the head.
Yeah,
That's
just
what I did.
pour boiling
This is just awful. I want to say,
flame,
like
oil and fire,
we are true heroes.
burning oil all over her.
All
You
right.
know what?
Catch
Where
her
did
hair
that
and her
guy's
clothes on fire.
Really
So you're
are.
doing this through Pox?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so there's basically no danger.
So the cat's kind of like.
The cat with the monocle
No,
and
the
the hat.
cat just stares and just stares
Yep.
at it and
Freaky
moves
cat.
Like
with
like,
its eyes.
Yeah.
One of its eyes is blind.
I really can cast through the cat.
Yeah.
It's very
It's incredible.
it's a great spell.
All right.
So you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it.
So you do it. Would you like to? I'm not going to make you roll to hit because she's just sitting there. Normally, she's not dodging or weaving around, so it's fairly easy to do. Roll 2d4 fire damage.
If this was real, she's
She's pretty
a lot of
gone.
pain.
Depends if she knows to stop, drop, and roll.
But even then, she's covered in oil.
Oh,
Six. 6 points of damage. Okay.
Would that be ongoing because
That's
Yeah,
ongoing.
she'll have to do that until
Every
she puts herself out. All right. She screams in pain.
charge?
You charge in the room.
Fox is going to hide
Okay.
in
Yeah.
the room, but
Yep.
behind
Lots of
the
places to
furniture
hide.
or whatever's.
Yep.
There's plenty of stuff in there.
Yep. All right.
So she has no idea how this has happened. There's
five,
no one
five
present.
foot, 5 foot
Fantastic.
corridor. Who's going first?
I'd say I'd probably charge in first.
Yep.
What do you reckon?
You do have 2 huge swords.
Yep. Charge in.
Okay. So yeah, you going first. Who's next? Marching order?
Definitely not next.
No. So
I'm arrow
You're probably
guy.
last. Can you shoot over us if we're running through?
Yeah, I've got.
So either of us will go.
I've got sharpshooter, so I can.
I'll go second in front of my sister.
I have the ability to shoot into combat. Pretty sure I do. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Yeah. So you go in first. Let's roll initiative.
I'm happy to go barreling in. Whoa.
19.
7.
That is 14, 15, 16, 17. Janatuli. What did you get?
You got 11.
7.
7.
We both got 7.
7.
As in Bella and Pox got 7.
And she got 11.
So I'm ahead of Bella.
Yeah. That's it.
And
Right.
this is the magic game.
Okay.
The shuffle.
It must look very cool from where you are.
It's so cool. It's like, oh my god.
All right. Very cool. She's screaming in pain and trying to bat out her hair, but it's not
Not easy.
because it's oil.
Yeah.
So it's burning oil. So yeah, you run in and can attack.
I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt you.
No, we know she's evil.
Ah,
We've met her
yeah,
before.
slaughter her. 5 piece probably. Yeah, I only got what was that? 12s.
No, she is docking and weaving and thrashing about so much that you miss Gender. What are you going to do?
I'm going to fire an arrow
Do we get advantage at all?
Yeah.
because she's on fire.
Probably appropriate.
Should I take that as my first?
All right, yeah, take that as your first one. So that's
I
a
miss
miss.
on the first one, and
Yep.
I miss on the second. 2-4. My heart is not in it. My heart is not in it.
Two attacks.
Both with
It's not a fair fight.
Sorry.
It's not a fair fight in your eyes.
Alright.
Awful.
All right.
I'm going to fire an arrow because I see you and I'm just. The time
Coward.
stops.
Oh my god.
And I just see her and I just fire an arrow.
Go for it.
That is 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And she's already taken damage, hasn't she?
From not from anybody's weapons though. Does
But
it
is she
specify?
is she below maximum?
Yes.
Then unfortunately she's taken damage.
Right.
So that is 8
Whoa.
plus 3 plus 3. So that's 14 damage.
14 with an arrow.
Ouch.
Oh,
Okay.
and she's my. Did I mark her? Yeah, I marked her as my quarry.
Right.
So take another. Yeah.
Plus 6. 20 damage.
Wow.
With a single arrow.
Well, you don't have any of the nervousness that your brother is exhibiting, so
My goodness.
That's what happens when you. I could have done another D10 if I put a spell on, but I forgot.
screaming, she takes a very solid arrow hit, and she manages to extinguish the flames.
Oh.
To some extent, she's still got burning on her arms, but the stuff that's on her skin is at least out.
She felt that.
She casts a spell, and three
This is doing.
three guardians appear. They are evil incarnate in their looks. They are black and they have sort of tendrils of blackness kind of streaming off them, and they strike fear into your hearts as soon as they appear. She then turns and moves towards the rope.
I knew she would.
Does she take damage from the flames in her turn or in Johnny's turn?
Oh yeah.
In
Beginning of her turn is usually when.
beginning of her turn. Yeah, so she can take
Another
a few more.
Is it?
Yeah,
2, 3.
3 points.
Not great. She is putting it out. It's reducing.
Yeah, she doesn't get to move very far because she spent most of her movement trying to put out the flames.
I know where my next arrow is going. The rope.
All right, Miri.
Okay.
Sleep.
You look relaxed.
No one's in the room yet, so
Oh, I'm in the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Miri and Jend are in the room.
Right.
So I appear in the doorway, crying.
Can you just make that part of it?
It's Nualia from. Sorry, if we had all this organised. Where is she? Nualia's cool. There you go. This spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. This total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. Does that refer to their full normal hit points or their current hit points? Doesn't say.
It'd be the normal hit points.
Yeah.
How many dice?
It says hit points, not hit
It
dice.
says hit points.
But I think it's normal.
Yeah, so if they've taken damage,
No, but maybe if they're taking damage, they're more susceptible.
maybe
to
they are.
sleep.
I think it doesn't actually say that. So it says
Doesn't say
their current hit points.
Well, it doesn't say anything. It just says this how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect.
Yeah,
I know when I'm in incredible amounts of pain, I like sleeping.
true.
Starting
That's
with
just
the
drugs
creature.
you take to help.
Look at this.
pain.
Oh, sorry. It does say. It does say. Starting with the creature that has the current lowest hit points.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. So does she have the current lowest hit points?
Well, maybe her companions do, but just you can
Yeah.
hit them all at once.
Yeah. Okay. So I cast hit point. I cast sleep. So I come running into the room singing, in sort of like a incredible weaving
Yep.
sort of web of magic. I'm going to hand you a d6, which you can use at any time to add damage to a roll you've already hit with. And then I just stop and open my arms, and this flood of sort of warm, drowsy air
Yep.
emanates out of my mouth and chest and
That's cool.
washes over the four opponents.
There you go.
Yeah,
As a
it's
note,
really beautiful. I pictured that it's really beautiful.
8, 10, 15, 17, and 22. So 22. So whoever has less than 22 goes to sleep
All right.
first. Who's that? Is that
She falls asleep.
Yeah, and then immediately wakes up.
how many hit points? So then there's leftover hit points that affect anyone else or not?
Well, there is no one else. The spirit guardians that she conjured sort of dissipate into thin air as she falls asleep.
Yeah.
High five to me.
So yes,
More time for more rope.
well done.
Wow.
She will immediately wake up, though, won't she?
If you stab her dead.
No, but she's
Or
ongoing fire damage.
Because of the heat.
But we can get to her
get to her,
before
yeah,
the start of her
find her.
next round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she won't wake up till her turn, which
Yeah.
is a whole
All right.
initiative right
Should we take a break or do we need to? I don't know.
Let's finish this off. Bella.
Okay.
Right.
Just grapple her with a knife to her throat or whatever.
Well,
Or then she can still cast spells by that.
We could just
Not
like,
if her throat's open.
cut her tongue out and
Ugh.
destroy her eyes and stuff, just the normal stuff that we do, because we're real heroes. Like, we really have not done anything
we
in this adventure.
We
that's been
heroically
nice.
disfigure her.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Grab her, Bella! Grab her! And I leap down with Bella to.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, what have I got?
Well, you can kill her. You've got 5 extra
No,
hit
I
points.
don't
She's
think I
helpless.
wanna-
You can do sneak attack damage with advantage.
Why? Yeah. I could, but I think
She's evil, though, isn't she? Have we seen her murdering people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back at the town.
But now we have a problem because she's defenseless. We can't just kill her. Though she does have a massive arrow going through her chest, so I can't really say very much on this issue.
Crumpling to the ground as you're approaching. I've just inspired you. You're driving forward to deliver the killing blow, and she's just collapsing on the spot. It's not like she's lying there helpless, laid out.
Yeah.
It's like, I've just infused you, driven you forward with power.
Yeah, just butcher the defenseless woman. Let's just do it.
Alright, I'm gonna need an answer.
Yeah. No. I reckon. I'm gonna pin her down and
Pin her down,
tie her up.
Alright. What is there? What are you going to tie her up with?
The
There's-
rope that's hanging behind.
No,
There's-
I've got rope.
Yeah, good.
You got
I use
rope?
my own rope.
All right. You whip out your rope and you start tying her up. Great. So she's bound.
Can I have a quick question? Just did I see when she cast the spell? How did she cast it? Like, what did she do when she conjured the thing? Did she speak?
No,
Did she move her hands?
She probably roll me perception.
She's also my thingo, so I get advantage on perception. So I got 17 plus. Yeah, 17 plus 5. So
nice.
23, and if I did advantage, 23.
Okay. Cool. You definitely saw her clutch something at her chest, and now that you've kind of run over to her, and it's a holy symbol of some kind.
I'm just going to grab it and rip it off.
All right.
Yeah, fantastic.
Nice.
You have the ideas.
Yeah, good.
These are good.
Cool.
These ideas.
I was about to say,
She's tied up.
I've got lots of wisdom, but I'm not that smart.
That's really nice. I'll give you a point of inspiration for doing that.
Is the holy symbol the 5-headed dragon?
Oh actually, perception on that.
I can't actually say. I'm going to say yes. It's a 5-headed dragon.
Yeah.
And
Can we do a bit of a religion to see what knowledge we have of this particular one?
Yep.
1. As I said, not the brightest fellow.
You've never seen this thing before.
You don't even know what a symbol is.
I'm like,
really.
Whoa!
21.
So yes, obviously Tiamat. This is worth a bit of money. This thing. It's probably maybe worth 30 or 40 gold. It's got small gems in each of the heads of the dragon. A ruby for the red dragon, a piece of onyx for the black dragon, diamond for the silver dragon, and so on and so on.
Cool. So we've got you've got your knee in her chest, and she's bound. I've got the rapier on her throat.
I've got
You've just torn off the holy.
She's
symbol.
on her face, and I'm
Show me that
holding her
thing.
hands and
This is
together.
Tiamat. This is a most powerful and dire foe.
It's worth a lot of money too.
Here's a picture of her. There she is.
It is pretty, but if this cult is about releasing the power of Tiamat in the world, then we have a more major issue than perhaps we had initially anticipated.
I think we need to speak to our friend.
All right, you've just taken stock of the room, and there's a fairly large table over there with a whole bunch of papers and stuff on
You
it.
go look on the table and see what else you can find.
There's on one of the tables is a simple map of the green fields showing the villages the cult attacked and looted. An arrow is sketched from the green fields towards the west and the town of Beragost and the tradeway where the arrow turns north through Kars. A separate sheet of paper is covered...
Oh, shoot, we going down.
A separate sheet of paper is covered with numerals with columns that contains the note, "Everything must be freighted north to Neotar. Rizmir will allow us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. Other papers are of less interest, and most of them have bad poetry about dragons."
That's cool. Nice touch.
Yeah. Is there anything else of value in the room?
Dragons are red.
She is incredibly knowledgeable, so maybe we need to
Bring her back to town now. Or...
Well, there's also we've got to remember that there's also the half dragon still in the dragon shrine. If he's still there, and he literally ripped a guy off in the first battle. So
Can we do that thing where we have the camera close up of her head, and we go whack with the hilt of the sword, and then the camera goes black, and that's like the end of the scene.
Yes, so you're doing that to her?
Yeah.
Okay, so she does kind of wake up a bit, and you're just going to immediately...
Oh, not necessarily. No,
just 2 seconds later.
Just at the end of the scene.
2 seconds
later.
later.
Wake up a bit, then
Okay.
And we're going to do that to end this scene. Ready?
Yes.
So we're just going to.
And she wakes up, and she's in pain, and she looks at you, and then...
Do we have to roll here?
And the camera blacked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Cool. The code word for this is unnecessary violence. In the comments below, if you've gotten this far, thank you very much. Please like or
If you've made it this far, you have to put unnecessary violence in the comment.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.